Hi everyone, it's Dee from Turtle Dove. How is everyone doing today? I'm doing well. I thought I would come on and show you just a little project that I've been working on using the fabric that I dyed. You may have seen a previous video where I used some different teas and kitchen items to naturally dye some fabric. So this is the stuff that I did, and I'll just show you what I came up with. I came up with some, I guess you could use them, well I'm going to use them for bookmarks, but you can use them for tags. You could put a little hole in there and use them for embellishments. You can make them square instead of long like this, just to pop on cards and things like that. So they're really fun to make, and the good thing with this is you don't have to be fussy and precise with any measuring. So I'll just take you through the different ones that I've made, and then I'll quickly show you how I did that. So on each one of these at the back, I've used the different stained fabrics, and you can see I'm using buttons and then a strip of pretty fabric on top of the base, and then I just finished it off with some lace border and put some dangles on it. And these here, the round faux pearls, are buttons, but the others are just beads. So, and then at the back, I didn't do this to all of them, but I put some lace border at the back just to hide the stitching, because I made one vertical row of stitching just to hold that second piece of fabric down, and I didn't want to do that by hand. I had a lot of sewing buttons on with this project. I guess I could have used a good glue, but I wanted to get the old sewing feel to the project. So that's those two, and that was using, I think it was the berry tea for dyeing that base fabric. Now this I really like. This turned out really nice with the turmeric, dyeing the fabric with turmeric. That came out a beautiful yellow. And then I used the red and white buttons, or red and, there's just pale green actually, they're not white. And then I had these little charms from dismantling an old piece of jewellery that I don't wear anymore, and put some beads on that one. And that's the backs. And this, I think it was the green tea, which almost looks white, but compared to the natural fabric, the original fabric, it's still a difference, you can see. So these are white buttons, and there's some sparkly buttons on this one. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. And then those beads, and that's the back. I didn't put anything at the back of this one yet, so you can just see where I've sewn all the buttons on. And I did make a stitch with a sewing machine across here to attach that lace at the bottom. So they turned out nice. And then there's this, still got cotton everywhere. This has taken me quite a while to do, if you factor in all the dyeing of the fabric and everything too. And this think was the pink as well. This is the Berries of the Forest tea I used on that one as well. So I used that twice. There we go. It's a bit hard to show you side on. Some little beads down there and the pretty fabric. And I wasn't worried with this project at all, as I said, about being precise with measurements and straight. The whole idea is to make it look, you know, unperfect. Just gives it that more homey feel, I think. And again, there's nothing on the back of those. And then lastly, this one. And this one, I think, was the black tea. Yes, I've got one half finished here because I want to show you how I came about making it. You could probably see it's pretty easy. See how that's all crooked on the back? This one was my first, these two, and they are a bit more crooked, but it's still really nice, I think. So all I did was I started with, I think I'll use this. This is the black tea dye. So basically all you do is you cut a strip however wide you want, and I just eyeballed everything, and then you tear it off and you're left with a strip of fabric. Now you can cut that down. What I did was sort of followed one that I'd already made if I liked that length. Make it a bit longer than you think you'll need it, and then that way you can straighten things as you want. And then you can take a few of the side cotton off, just to give it that fraying effect. And as you use it, it'll fray more too. And then I had some of these little fabric squares that I bought from Cheapest Chips a long time ago, and it's nice to finally be able to use them. And all I did, I have my special scissors with the teeth. It cuts a zigzag, and okay, I'll have to make one more now that I've cut one out. So let's see what colour I should do. Okay, so you just want to cut it a bit thinner than the strip, and these were already cut on the edge, so I just have to do the one side and not the top or bottom. And then you just place that down. You want some of the base showing, so you can trim it to size. And at that stage I took it to the sewing machine. I cut them all like that first, and then I just did a line of sewing, strip of sewing there, just to attach that piece. And then I'm out of it now, I've used it all, but I had this lace which I just hooked underneath and then sewed that onto it as well. So that's it. And then I used this bag of buttons for a few of them. These are very expensive from Lincraft. I'm going to do a haul for you soon. They were about $8 for a bag, but they are really nice buttons. So I've used those on that one, or those two, and that one as well. And I also used my stash of old buttons that I've had for years. So it was nice to be able to use some of those too. And you just grab your buttons that you want to use and position them down where you want them. So I've already sewn that one on, and the button down the bottom, and put a little jump ring on for the dangles. And I've sewn the little lace border at the bottom. And now you just decide where you want to add your buttons. You can add anything. You don't have to add buttons if you don't want. But I just wanted to give the feel of a sewer, a nice embellishment for a sewer, I think. And where is it? Where is it? Here we go. This is actually, you can tape, wash it off. It's just water based. But I just marked where I wanted the buttons. They've already got marks there. Just a little dot. And I have, and it's probably all knotted. There we go. I'll just put one button on for you. I'm sure everyone knows how to sew a button. If not, I guess there'd be plenty of tutorials. So I'm just lining that up. And silly me, I don't have my glasses on. I've just put these nails on last night, so doing all these, I didn't have these long nails on, so I like to have long nails. These are just stick-on nails, and they normally, well, I'm hoping these will last about 4 days or so. 5 days, sometimes longer. And then I'll just have a week or so free of shorter nails, and then I can do all my craft projects. I mean, you are able to do projects with this, it's just a lot longer, and if you're working with glue, they really make a mess of your nails, whether they're long or short. So okay, that's enough. I normally just want them strong enough but not too thick. And then I'm a bit khaki handed here. There we go. One more. Don't want it coming undone. And then you just snip that off. And I've got plenty of cotton there for the next button. So you just do that, and then pop your lace on. There's a little button here I've already sewn on. I've put a jump ring on the bottom, and that's all ready to put your dangles on. So to make your dangle, you just need a head pin. It's just a pin with a little circle at the top, and you choose your beads or whatever you want to use. So I've got this beautiful little rose bead. Why didn't I put my glasses on? And this is one, a little glass bead here. And where is the hole? There we go. And then just these little seed beads. Got 3 of those. It was very naughty of me to forget my glasses. Okay, so you can have these as long as you want. You can just put 1 bead on or 2. It doesn't matter. Just personal preference. And now I'm just going to cut that down a little bit because I'm going to make a hook for another little circle, and I don't want it too big. I don't want it too small and I don't want it too big. So it's just practice and what you are comfortable working with. And I'm just going to make another little hook and have to pull that back, the neck back a little bit because it's sitting too forward. And then all you do, now I shouldn't have pulled that all the way down yet because I have to hook it over onto this jump ring. There we go. Now I can close it off. Now I'm going to do that a lot neater when I've got my glasses on. But that's it. That's as simple as that. It's really easy. A bit fiddly, time consuming if you're making a few of them, but just making a couple, it's not going to take you too long. So that's it, guys. Oh, and then I just used some fabric glue. Let's make the back while I'm at it. Got some of this lace ribbon, cotton, so it looks very natural. And I'm just going to hide the stitching at the back, which you don't have to do. If you want, you could use something like this gold leaf trim. That would look nice too, just to hide the stitching. Actually, that does look nice. Or you could use, I have some of this vintage velvet strip. So that looks nice. Actually, I'm going to use that. I'm going to make another one anyway, so that's a bit that I've cut already hasn't gone to waste. Yeah, let's do something different. And I've got my little lighter here, and I'm just going to quickly heat the edge just for literally a second on each side, and that'll stop it fraying. So I just put some of this fabric glue along the stitch line. And because I've got long nails, I'm using plenty of tools to help me with. And my trusted paddle that I use mostly for hot glue, but when I have long nails and I'm working with glue, I want to save my nails. So that tool definitely comes in handy, and so do the pliers. And that's it, see? Just finished it off nicely, and it doesn't have to be straight. I'm not going to stress about that at all. But it just needs the last button on. And there you have a beautiful bookmark or tag. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just going to place these down nicely so I can make a nice thumbnail. So we shall see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.